It was a new disease. Nobody knew anything about this. But we know that the very first cases in Brazil started after Carnival. And at that time, the current minister at that moment invited me, so I took part of the expert group of respiratory physicians that were making some sort of primary guidelines to guide doctors about this. It was early March. And when I left Brasilia, I went to Sao Paulo. And at that time, Mauro Gomes, who is here, my colleague, Mauro has a blog. And very unpretentiously, Mauro, with a cell phone, called me and said, Margaret, nobody knows anything about this disease. Can you register a small film with me? And with a cell phone, without mic, so I spoke during, 25, 28 minutes, more or less. And when I was in my hotel going to sleep around midnight, Mauro sent me a text saying, Margaret, we have around 180 visualizations. And at that time, I have to admit to you all, I didn't know anything about this sort of networks. I was completely naive 4 years ago. And Mauro said, oh, you cannot imagine. You are sort of bombing my blog. And I said, okay, Mauro, I'm gonna sleep. Next day, 7 o'clock, I was taking my breakfast. Mauro sent me another message. Margaret, we have more than 500,000 visualizations. I said, oh, good, Mauro, but various. So I went to the course and I stayed in the course. And at the end of the day, when I was going to the airport to take my plane back to Rio, it was in Sao Paulo, the Globo television, which is the biggest, the most powerful in Brazil, I was in the airport in Sao Paulo going back, and someone called me and said, are you the doctor that registered this film that is reaching 2 million visualizations? And I said, well, I don't know, ma'am. I am the doctor. I am Dr. Dalcolmo. But I don't know anything about this number of this figure of visualization. He said, can you come to the television live today? And I said, okay, the television is not far away from my place, and so I live more or less close. I can go 6 o'clock live. So I stayed 40 minutes with something in Brazil. Can you imagine 40 minutes live on television? And I stayed, and I never left anymore.